have a problem. We may talk over each other tonight.
This stream, no, I don't want to end this stream.
Let's go. We started. We're go. It's go time.
It is started. Hey. Okay, we live. Hey, everybody. If it's Wednesday, it's chasing gazillions. Not the same as making millions.
It's getting closer.
It is getting closer. Although we are struggling on his IT because I can barely hear my partner, Fernando.
I can hear him.
But hopefully you all can hear him. And somebody out there, let us know if you can hear Fernando. You can hear
Wednesdays with Fernando and Anthony. And once again, Fernando's on the road.
Are you?
I'm in New Orleans right now. The 504.
Are you really?
I am. Look at the hotel room. That's not a prop. That's a legitimate hotel room I'm in.
Oh my goodness. You're in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, did you see I got a new brand this week?
What is that? Is that some sort of golf thing? What is that?
That is the greatest fraternity on the planet. Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated.
I thought that said Alpha Tau Omega, my fraternity. I'm sorry.
No.
I missed that.
No.
I'm going to have to get some fraternity gear on the show.
Yo.
It's good to see you're sporting some gear. Nice.
There you go. Exactly. Okay, so this week, you got a lot to tell us because this is an exciting show, everybody. This week, Fernando is in his element. This is what he does. This is his profession. You're gonna love today's episode, which is episode 12,
season 1, episode 12.
Season 1, episode 12.
Almost a career. Right. If we were a sitcom, that'd be the last show of the season. They usually go 12.
Oh, because they only do like 12?
12 usually, yeah.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Hey, can hear you both very well. Thank you, the Virginia Bushcrafter. Man, he saves us. Thank you, brother.
He's our plus one. He is our plus one.
He is our plus one. Hey, but you know what? I'll let you in on a secret. I've gone to the Virginia Bushcrafter site.
Come on.
Yes. I couldn't resist.
A little stockerazzi.
I did. I couldn't help it.
No.
And I did do some stalking, and we got to get him on our show. His site is all about out in the nature and the wilderness and hunting and canning, and I don't do it justice because I'm a city boy. But it's right. Hold on. Oh my, I couldn't keep it a secret. But what? I couldn't keep it a secret, B. Okay, well, you're right. You couldn't keep it a secret. So we got to get you on. We got it because I saw your site, and I don't know if it's like survivalist. It did look kind of rough. I mean, I can tell you this much. This dude right here would not survive.
What? What? They called me Grizzly Adams in college. What are you talking about? I can put up a tent in 10 minutes by myself.
Whoa. I got some great camping stories that I can't tell you right now. It takes far too long. Some crazy camping stories when our kids were little. By the way, you all see I'm in a different location here now, and I just noticed that, yes, that's my son and daughter when they were little in the background.
Very nice.
They were big swimmers and so forth.
So when I travel out of town.
Bushcrafting prepping and survival.
Nice.
That's what he says. That's what it's about. I don't
So
know
when I'm out of
bushcraft is.
town traveling, you travel from one room to the other in the house. That's your idea of traveling. No TSA for you. You have to go through TSA to go to the other room?
Did I have to get a Mobis contract?
I don't know. So how was your week? Because I had an eventful week. So you go ahead first.
Okay. How was my week? I
Fun
had
out
a
of control.
week, oh my God. These people are coming in. Never mind, B. It's a typo. Carlos McGee. Hey, my brother. Carlos is out there. These people, I don't know if I'm supposed to be doing this. That's why we need the support here. Somebody else is supposed to be running the screen and popping these people in while we're talking. And I have to do it. And I get so excited when I see them pop in. So anyway, yeah, I had a great week. I'm still marketing the office building at 916 Pennsylvania Avenue. Had a great showing. In fact, I think we're going to get an offer on that property. That's 5,400 square feet here.
Nice.
You know that building. Hopefully, yes.
Yeah, that's nice.
You know, we're getting some traction. And I'm working with, I mentioned, it's a growing mental health care practice, and doctors, it's exploding here in the district. The need for mental health care providers. I just before this call was on with someone who's opening a training school for certified nursing assistants, CNA, not registered nurse. My mother was a registered nurse, so I'm familiar with the industry.
You told us last week you took the bus every morning at 4 a.m. to get to work. I have a good memory. Sorry.
Oh man, you crack me up. You know that. You know I look forward to this time.
So here's the thing with mental health.
Hold on. So let's jump in with you first and give out the quality stuff to people so they might come back, and then we'll get to our sponsors at the end and all. Okay.
So let me finish the one point you made. Mental health, like cancer, touches every family. There's no family that hasn't been touched with mental health somewhere along the way. Their father, their mother, their brother, their sister, themselves. So mental health is right up there to me with cancer in terms of affecting every family, touching every family. So that's the sad part, obviously. But the good part is that there are people trying to do something about it finally. Like you're no longer in the shadows if you have a mental disease. You know, you can come out and people are trying to help you now, which is great. My dad suffered from a little mental illness in the 70s. Well, there was no time for it. I mean, nobody had any time for it. He was just you had mental illness in the 70s. You were considered like
Oh wow. And you know what? And although you just froze for some reason, I don't know why you froze, but we just heard from like Carlos. It's my good friend Carlos, who's CCIM, and he's saying his mother and father also they passed from cancer. You're right. These illnesses they touch all of our lives, and that's why you're still frozen, dude. This is not good. I mean, we are struggling because you're frozen and you have the presentation. I mean, I have it and I'll do it. You know I will, but I need you to unfreeze and come back in. But we all are in this together, and that's certainly how I operate. That you don't know what others are going through, but we do know. That's right. It is an important topic, Carlos, and we do know. You don't have to know what they're going through, but that we all are going through it together. And if we just accept that we all are going through things together, then we can have more empathy, more compassion, more love and care for our other brothers and sisters, other people out here in the world. You don't have to know their circumstance today, right? Because that's their circumstance today.
I'm back.
But
I'm back.
That's how I do. Okay, Fernando's back.
All right, sorry. I guess it was.
And better, I can hear you. See, wherever you was doing, dude, you cleaned it out.
I'm still down total. Sorry. So this week. So I went and moved my daughter. As usual, I bit off more than I can chew. I don't know why. I got to learn to say no to people and the things. So we go to a buddy's graduation party in the afternoon on Friday. We come home, pack the car, and drive to New York to move my daughter out on Saturday. We get there Saturday morning. She's actually done a terrific job of packing most of everything. We just have to load it in the van.
Now, where she graduated from? Tell everybody where she graduated from.
St. John's University in Queens. Lovely university. She got her first job in the Bronx. So she's moving to the Bronx near her job. So we move her in. So we're in there moving her in, getting the stuff in. There's some movement in the Bronx. The Bronx is tough, you know. You can't be weak and live in the Bronx. My daughter's tough, so she'll be fine. So we're moving in, and then somebody walks toward the fire hydrant with a wrench. And I'm like, what's that about? Cranks.
Well, it's hot. It's hot.
Oh, it was hot. Cranks the fire hydrant open, and the water starts flowing. Then the locals come out. You have the speaker. You have some seats. You have some marijuana. You had some beers. And happy hour started around 2:00 and went on to like 7. I've seen it in movies when that happens, but I've never seen it live. It was very cool.
Really? They didn't do that in your neighborhood in Miami growing up? Well, because you got the beach.
Man. I don't even think we had a fire hydrant.
Right. Okay. Because you're at the beach.
We had the beach, exactly.
Right. No, here growing up in D.C., dude, neighborhood street party, there's always somebody who works the fire department who has the wrench, and he comes out and he opens it up, and there you go, man.
They called it the Bronx pool. That's what they call it there, a Bronx pool.
Man. Come on.
So I move her in. I'm thinking, all right, we're going to drive back to Maryland that afternoon because we're going to a wedding in Pittsburgh on Sunday. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Who's wedding?
Paul Lynn's son.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah,
wow.
They got married last year, but they were having the reception this year in right outside of Pittsburgh in Hopwood, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So I tell my daughter, hey, I think we're going to leave. You know, everything looks, you have to organize everything, but we got everything in place. And she says, well, I bought this island off a Facebook marketplace in the Bronx. And I said, what? She goes, yeah, and I need you to help me go pick it up and bring it back here. I said, all right. So she says, I said, what time? She says 8:00. So I start doing the math. Anytime you're traveling in New York, it's only 3 to 5 miles everywhere, but it takes 45 minutes to an hour no matter where you go because it's just the traffic's just crazy. So I said, all right. So I looked at my wife. I said, I guess we're not leaving tonight. We'll leave tomorrow morning. She said, fine. That's fine. So we're driving from New York to right outside of Pittsburgh, about 6.5 to 7 hour drive with 2 cars, both of us alone. Okay. I am dying. So I said, okay, so we get to Brooklyn to pick up the island. The island, it's an old apartment building in Brooklyn. We get in there.
Hey, dude, I'm sorry. I just got to jump in here. This must be a cultural thing, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. Right here to everybody out here live. I have no idea what an island is. It's like when you said an island, I was like, an island? And I don't know what an island is.
You know the island in your kitchen, like a desk in your kitchen, like a countertop in your kitchen, an island? You don't know what an island is? You never heard of an island?
Dude, I'm gonna bring it up to my lady, and she's gonna tell me what it is, and she's gonna say, in our community, we call that something else.
All right, well, it's an island. So we pick it up in this old building. The guy who sells it to her just stares at us. So now it's me and my daughter bringing it down this rickety old stairs. The paint on the walls were from 26, maybe 29, but definitely not newer than 1929. All right. Peeling back yellow. We bring it down. We slam it in the back of the car. Now we have 2 chairs we got to fit in there. We can't get the chairs. So we got to put them in the front seat. My daughter, now she has no place to sit. So she crawls inside the island, and I got to drive her back with her in the back seat, wrapped up in a ball inside the island. You know, where the legs are, inside the legs. Oh, my God. It was so nerve-wracking. Because if I get an accident, get home. We can't, thank God they have an elevator. Get it done. So I'm eating dinner at 11:30 on Saturday night. I wake up 8 o'clock. We're getting out of there. I want to get to the wedding on time. I get a text from my daughter at 1:30, which I didn't see till the morning. I forgot my bike. Can you go back to Queens and pick up my bike?
A bicycle.
I'm like, sure. A bicycle. Yeah. I'm like, okay. Yeah. I drive to Queens, pick up the bike, bring it back.
You went back.
We drive to Pitt. Oh, I did. I went back. It's your kid. You don't say no to your kid. So we get to Paul's son's wedding.
Say no to your kid, but
3 hours late, we roll in. I feel terrible, but I got there. I represented, as I like to say, I may show up late, but when I get there, I'm on time.
Dude, you took one. You took one for all the dads out there in the world. We salute you.
Oh no,
all praises to you.
It's not over. I
crashed. Yeah, it is over. It's not over.
No. I get up in the morning. I got to haul back to that crab feast we were talking about on Sunday. So I got to get to that crab feast. I get there. The crabs are okay. The company was all right, but I had nothing left. There was nothing left in the tank.
Was it good sized crabs though?
They were medium to largest. So some good, some not so good.
Females, you get the yolk, you get the egg.
Yeah, I love all the stuff in the middle.
Love the yolk.
So that was my weekend. It was long. I mean, I'm a little tired, and I got to come here on Wednesday. So I'm here, and this is what the show's about this week. About this. Yes,
that's story. Right. It's chasing gazillions. It's not the same as making millions. Wednesdays with Fernando and Anthony, and the show is not just about Fernando traveling somewhere every week, which he does.
COVID will not hold me down. It won't. I don't care. Now,
the show is about 2 real estate professionals who've been in the game, respectively, 35 plus years, and we are here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. to share with you interesting things that we are experiencing as we're working with our clients every day out here, helping you both as investors, owners, buyers, sellers, wanna-be professionals, to let you know what it's like out here on the ground, for real, providing real estate services in a wider range. And this week, we're having our own Fernando is going to tell you about his business, what he does, because he's in his element, because he's going to share with you about NORA, N-O-R-A. That's the New Orleans Redevelopment Authority. He's going to tell you about, and we all have heard about the tragedy and all what happened down in New Orleans, when it happened with the storms and so forth, and what has come out of that. And today we're going to talk about the opportunity to continue to invest in that community. Here's your opportunity nationwide to make investments in NORA. So do you want me to pull the
No, let me talk for a minute.
Okay, great. So, go ahead. Take it.
This story, Hurricane Katrina hits in 2005. Everyone in the country is like, oh my God, that's horrible. I want to help, but I can't. I don't have the ability to help. I'm not sure what to do. So I really don't do anything. But I always cared for these people. I'd been there in 89, of course, for the national championship game, the U against Alabama. I was at that game. And that was the last time I'd been there. So I had a warm place in my heart for the city. Had a good time. I was younger. We got after it when we were here. So 2012 comes around. They finally start. What the city did was, if you left New Orleans and you did not want to come back, it's cool. You don't have to come back. We'll buy your property from you. We don't want anybody hurt from this storm, because they had gotten so much money from HUD because of the storm, because the levees broke. So they bought all these homes back from people that didn't come back, because a lot of people moved to Houston. A lot of people went the other way toward Florida. Some people went toward Alabama, Mississippi. They left the area and they weren't coming back because the storm was devastating. Their homes were pretty beat up. So it was a great option for someone who didn't want to deal with this ever again. So a lot of people took advantage of it. So in 2012, the city decided, hey, it's time to start selling some of these homes. Some of them at that point were just lots, because the mold had taken over and the city had demolitioned all the properties that had molded up and were falling apart, right? You can't sell something like that. So they put out an RFP, and it was on a Friday. Man, I was just scouring, looking for a deal, prospecting. What we do, it's the lifeline of our business. If you're not prospecting, you're in trouble next month. You better be prospecting today for next month. And that's the way it is. You always prospect for the future. It reminds you a little bit of recruiting in sports and college athletics. You have to be always recruiting. Coach Loxley, the Maryland coach, told me, he goes, we recruit every day of the year. We're always recruiting, because you never know what's going to happen, what player's going to get hurt, who's going to leave. Always got to be recruiting. So I was prospecting, and I found this RFP on the internet, man. And I looked at it and I thought, wow, this looks pretty interesting. So I called up a couple people at the company I was working with, and they said, yeah, that looks really good. We worked on it all week and submitted the RFP on Monday. We only had like 3 days to do it because we caught it late. And we got an interview with them, and we got hired. It was unbelievable. So we teed up our first auction October of 2012, 10 years ago. We did it during Voodoo Fest, which is like a big celebration down here in New Orleans that weekend. Okay. It was a good time. Let's just say that. When the auction ended, we had a good time. Unbelievable response. We had 700 participants at the live auction event. And then we started doing 2 a year from 13 and 14. But the first one after 14, the company I was working for went bankrupt. The owners got greedy. They started taking from each other, and it just fell apart. And that's when I got my job with Hilco. And I told the CEO of Hilco, you hire me, I promise you I will bring this NORA deal with me. Because I knew I was the heart of the deal. The client liked me the most. I was the most responsive to the client. Even though I wasn't a seniority member of that company I worked for, they knew that I was the one watching over, because I knew this deal was special. They had tons of properties. And as long as you did the right thing and did a good job, they were going to keep you going.
That's important. That's important for people to hear about, what it takes to continue to excel within your profession.
To keep a client. It's very rare that you keep a client for 10 years. Very, very rare.
That's right.
Because usually you make one mistake and you're out. That's typically what happens. But I've made a few minor mistakes, but nothing major, which they like. So we had these auctions. So I get the contract again with Hilco in 2014, and I've kept it ever since. And I'm down here this year planning my 14th auction with the city.
Nice.
And it's been one of those lifetime deals. I don't know any profession you can have one of these. It's like the guy who got the advertising account from Microsoft. It's a lifetime deal. It's a deal that has paid me hundreds of thousands of dollars in commissions. Hundreds of thousands. It's been unbelievable. We've earned over 60 million in commissions. 60 million in sales. I'm sorry, 60 million in sales, and about 4 million between all the companies I work for in commissions. It's been, I can't tell you how proud I am of the deal and how much I've worked on it. And I've seen the city rebuild and reposition itself from the beginning. You know, I've watched it from when it was you couldn't even drive down the streets because the potholes were so big, and these lots were going for $3,000. Now we're selling a lot in the lower ninth ward now for 65,000, highest lot ever.
Talk about where these properties are located. You mentioned the ninth ward, and give us that perspective, this 10-year perspective you have about what happened after Katrina, what was there, and bring us forward now. Have values increased? Has the tide risen?
The tide has definitely risen. The city is actually now on a growth spur as opposed to a decline, because after Katrina, even when I was selling those properties, it was on a severe decline. Okay. People were still leaving the city because they didn't trust that the levees would hold if there was another major hurricane. So I've seen it completely turn face. I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, we'll do an auction. So we do it only properties in Orleans Parish. So Orleans Parish is considered city of New Orleans proper, but it goes even out to what's called New Orleans East, which is out probably 20 miles outside the city. So it even goes out that far. So you have, the ninth ward, you have Lakeview, which is a nice neighborhood. The ninth ward is not what it was when I started here, man. We were selling things for $2,500. Now we're selling them for $40,000, $50,000. You can tell that's a huge appreciation. It's 1,000% appreciation in 10-year time.
Right.
We are selling stuff in an area called Mid City, which is kind of like up from the French Quarter. I've never sold a property in the French Quarter. I don't know if it didn't flood or it was gone by the time I got hired, which was 7 years after the hurricane, obviously. We've sold some in the Garden District, which is the nicer neighborhood as well. Sold some in there, not a lot, but some. And then you see areas like right by the highway that were completely destroyed. I mean, I'm talking like they had 30 feet of water there. Think about it, 30 feet of water. Okay, so things were completely flushed out that have totally been redone. They're like brand new now. Everything is new. People are moving back in. Commerce is coming back. The city's thriving. There's traffic again. I've seen it all. So in 10 years, so I become part of the city culture. I become a local, even though I'm not, and I understand that. And people will say, "Well, you're not a local. You don't live here." I get that. I'm fine with that. But I know everything about the city. I've been to every part of the city, more than probably most locals who live here. Because I have to see every property that I've ever sold. I've seen every single one of them, even if it's a lot. I don't care. I want to go put eyes on it and see what's going on with it. Check out the neighborhood, because when we're in those neighborhoods, if people are outside, we're talking to them. Hey, do you want to buy this? I'm selling. Right. I am selling when I'm out there because I have to be. I mean, I don't know who's the next buyer is going to be. And in real estate, you never make an assumption who you think your buyer is, because you never know who that's going to be. You always get surprised. So
okay, so tell us about this big auction before we go to Fernando. Typically is a extemporaneous presenter.
I'm a memory guy. I got this right.
But because this was such a special opportunity, he has prepared PowerPoint presentation to present some of the information for you all. But tell us before we go to the PowerPoint, the highlights of what's the opportunity, what can I buy, how do I buy, what's the format, when does it start, when is the game plan, who can participate, can brokers, can I buy something, can I represent someone? Talk to us generally about this. Is it really an opportunity?
It is an opportunity. The bid started. It's an online auction, so you can buy it anywhere. You don't have to be here. I come to the auction every year here in town in case the client needs to talk to me, in case I need a buyer who can't figure out how to do a deposit, whatever it is. I'm here locally. Every auction I've been here locally. Even during COVID, I came. I tried not to intermingle too much with the public then, but I still came here and I was here present. which the client really likes, that I've made the effort to always be here. And even though I don't need to be because it's online, the live auctions ended like in 2016. We had like $800,000 in cash in the convention center in our room where we're doing the auction,
Mm-hmm.
and security didn't show up. So the client was very nervous. 800 grand in cash, sitting in the back in an envelope, and in a folder. So that was a bit of a problem. So we just went to online. So it's online, 4,000 this year, and this year only we have 26 commercial lots, which we've never had before. First time. So there's an opportunity to buy some commercial real estate as well. They're just lots. They're not homes. They're not buildings. You can build them. They're already zoned. They're primed to be built on. So we have 26 of those.
As a part of your due diligence, do you prepare any estimates on the envelope that could be built on one of those commercial lots, or do you just say, here's a lot, here's the size, and then you go forward from there, figuring out how much can be built?
That's what I do. I the first couple we got really into the weeds with buyers, and we got threatened to be sued because we're taking the information from public records from like the county and from the county assessor.
Mm-hmm.
And it ended up biting us in the butt because the information was wrong. So I've learned that less is more when it comes to due diligence, and the people are buying it as is. And with the commercial lot start at $5,000, with a $5,000 starting bid, you can't go wrong. You just can't. The one thing that is a restriction of the sale is you have to build something within a year's time. You can't just buy it and land bank it. They won't allow you to do that. They really they're doing this so they can build up the city. This is what
to get the land and properties back into production.
Yes, in the commerce, as they call them, right? Yeah, get some taxes being paid on them, have a homeowner live in there, build a new house on it. That's their goal. That's the reason why the pricing's cheap. But here's the thing: it starts at 4, but things have a way of creeping up. That's what they do. 4,000 turns into 40, turns into 120, turns into 180. It's a 2-day auction.
So now you say it's 110 units this time. How many total is it?
129 total.
129. Do you have a order of magnitude of how much you are telling the client you are hopeful to generate?
I do have that number. Came up with it this week.
All right, come on.
I can't give that to you. That's intel. It's confidential. Hold
on.
I don't even like to tell the client. They think you have to get that.
Dude, lean in. This is just you and me. Just whisper it to me.
I just did. It's into the millions, obviously. I mean, because you have so many properties.
Yeah.
We've done 60 million over 10 years. So you do the math on that, right? You do your own division. So it's been unbelievable. It's my kids love it. They know that I'm down here. They know what this is about. It's been a family project. My son drove down here one of the auctions with me. My wife's been here. My daughters have not come yet, but they will come. And I'm going to keep doing this deal as long as they'll have me, man, because this deal is who I am. I mean, I love this deal.
Eliza was there at Xavier for 4 years.
Right.
And the 4 years she was there, I never made it to Mardi Gras. She made it to Mardi Gras after her first year when she turned 20. When she was 20. I think they started letting them drink at 20 or whatever. After her first year.
18 here. They're even
right. So it was something. So she said she waited her first year, but the point is she made it to Mardi Gras every year. I would like to, I'm going to say it here right here now. I'm committing to I would like to go to Mardi Gras in 24 in New Orleans. But more importantly, I want to come down there with you next year for the auction next year.
In the boiler room. You want to be in the hot box.
Well, no, because I certainly want to be in a nicer hotel accommodations than what I'm seeing right now.
What?
I don't know this, but in any case, though, I want to come down with you next year and experience it first.
So,
hey, come on! Hey, look, we're at 5 after.
All right, hang on. The 2 days of the auction.
Yes.
I am in a conference room with the closing attorneys, the one who closes all the properties. I am in their room dealing with problem after problem after problem for 2 days straight. I mean, just all day long. Hey, I didn't get my deposit. All right. Hey, I want to put an extra deposit on a credit card. Okay. Hey, can I come in there and sign my papers? Yeah, sure. Hey, I don't have my printers not working. Can I come see you? Yeah, that's great. So it's hectic those few days I'm here for the auction, but I think that's what's made it successful, that there's no stone left unturned. I know every answer to every question on this deal. You can ask me anything about this deal, and I don't need to look down or look around. The answer's in my head. So because
look, Carlos McGee here, who has been like super active in the chat, says that he's going to travel with us next year. And Carlos is a big time commercial broker in Texas.
Maybe we should start with a beer. Maybe we start with a beer or a cup of coffee before we travel with them.
Well, no, then watch out now, because Carlos, he is CCIM, and that dude introduced me to some crazy vodka once. I can't even think. Carlos, give me the name of that vodka. He's got a special vodka he likes when he comes to DC that I try to get. It's in a red bottle or something. But yeah, watch out for Carlos, man. Hey man, let's turn to the PowerPoint. Get you started here.
All right. So this is who they are, the New Orleans Redevelopment Authority. These properties have been damaged, deemed uninhabitable. They were acquired by the state of Louisiana originally, and then NORA was used as the repository to sell the real estate. As part of the program that NORA has done, they've become the repository for the whole city of New Orleans. So we're not only still selling Katrina homes, but we are selling other homes like people not paying their taxes. We are selling homes that tax adjudicated. I meant people in the tax adjudicated properties. We're selling properties that people left recently. They are getting all kinds of properties, and they become the repository for the city. So this deal could continue on forever as long as they keep getting real estate. So
sure,
that's that one. So I am been doing it for 10 years. We've done 1,624 properties over 9 years. We're going to add another 129 to that total. It's generated about $60 million in sales. And, you see the difference. What NORA has done with that money, they've partnered with private companies and done a public-private partnership to build more affordable housing, more multifamily affordable housing.
Nice.
Yeah. So all these properties are owned by them. Road Home was an original program that bought the properties for the state of Louisiana. But they all came as a result of Hurricane Katrina and Hurricane Rita. And this is just a sample brochure of, you can see all the detail in there. All the properties are in there, all the FAQs, all the questions people have, the process, how you bid, how you get in the process. We have buyer seminars for every auction where a buyer can come to a designated location. We've done it Zoom too, where we tell you exactly what you need to do to be part of the auction. So you go there completely full of knowledge of how it works. I also do something every year, which is a little tidbit. You ready for this?
I am.
I send out an Evite every year to all the past people who have bid on our auctions.
Wow. That's a nice follow-up.
Free advertising. And we give them the heads up that the auction's on its way, because everyone opens an Evite because you don't know who it's from. Could be a crab feast. Could be a party. Could be a wedding, whatever.
It's going to be all of that at the auction.
So I've sent out an invite every year to all the past bidders.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then finally.
All right, so these are kind of the restrictions. You can only buy 5 properties at the auction. If you buy a structure, you have to maintain flood insurance. You have to buy it before you close on the property because of, obviously New Orleans is below sea level. Everything's got to be completed in 1 year's time. If you don't complete it and you sell the property, let's say, there's a 25% penalty on your purchase price, not what you sell it for. So we've had people buy properties on the cheap, wait a year, see how things have risen values, sell it and pay the penalty and still make money. Then this is the really cool thing also they have here. It's called the lot next door program. So if you live next door to a lot that's going up for auction, you can buy it and you don't have to build on it. You can extend your yard basically. Which is really a nice feature for someone who just wants a bigger yard but doesn't have the money to construct a new property.
Sure.
Yeah.
So these are standard traditional auctions. Tell people who aren't familiar with the auction format, do they go get their loan from their lender at SunTrust? Is it all cash? Do I have to have all the money there on the day of the auction? Talk to us about operationally what I can expect to experience going through the auction process.
It's as is, where is, right? I mean, you're buying it the way it is. They ain't going to fix anything. They're not going to offer any financing. You can get financing. People do get financing, but it's not contingent on financing or any kind of inspection. It's not contingent on any of that stuff. You're getting the stuff below market value. I mean, that's the rub. You're going to get it below market value. In some cases, we come up to market value and surpass it, but it'd have to be a really hot piece of real estate for us to do that. In return, I don't want to hear that you couldn't get your loan. I don't want to hear you don't like the way the house looks. I don't want to hear that can they fix that front door that's leaning. I don't want to hear anything. You put a hard 10% down. If you don't close in 30, we'll give you a couple extensions up to 60 days to close. You lose your deposit, and they can threaten to sue you for lack of performance. So you don't want that. What I've done in the past, if someone can't do it or they've gotten cold feet and they don't want to lose their money and they cry me a really good story, I will go and try to talk to the backup bidder to buy it from them to get an assignment done. So the contracts are assignable to the backup bidder only, though. They can't just go find anyone random off the street. It's got to be the backup bidder. Okay. So I've done that in the past so people don't lose their money because I really don't want to see anyone get hurt. All they care about is selling the property and getting a house built on. That's really their main goal. And that really has become my main goal because I don't want to hurt anybody, but you follow the rules. We're very careful about explaining everything to everyone. And I just hope that people do it the right way. So it's really, and these are all auctions are run this way. They're, as is, where is, no contingencies, step up to the plate. You can get financing. A lot of people have cash, but financing is really still what happens behind the scenes. And then their banker shows up with the money at the closing. It doesn't matter to me. So it's been good. It's been a lifetime deal. I'll just put it to you that way.
Wonderful. So before we close, and again, if you're just joining our program in session, this is Chasing Gazillions. Not the same as Making Millions. Wednesdays with Fernando and Anthony. Just two real estate professionals getting together, talking about life, work, and what it takes to be successful as real estate professionals, collectively more than 70 years. And I'm looking like every bit of 70 years here today. Wow. My goodness.
Me too. I'm a saddlebag with eyes.
I know. So,
what do you mean I know? What the hell? I know.
Today we had our co-host and partner, Fernando, talking about his company, Hilco Global, and the auction that they will be conducting. When is it going to be conducted?
August 22nd through the 25th.
August 22nd through the 25th. And Fernando, tell everyone where can they call or email or text to get a link to more information about the auction.
You can call me or text me at 301-996-5190.
Say it again. You went too fast.
301-996-5190. Or you can email me at F, my first initial, my last name Palacios, Palacios, at hilcoglobal.com.
Right. You know, if we had the tech person in, I was supposed to flash that up on the screen and create that caption.
Oh, it's fine.
What's your number? 301? Is that your number?
Yeah.
Is that your number?
That's my number.
Okay, there's his number. Okay, hold on.
There you go.
There you go. I have done it. Look at that. And
if you're interested, that's great. Come on down, or let me know, and I can get you registered, get you set up. You have to put $4,000 down initially. It's a deposit that if you buy something, you're in. If you don't buy anything, we'll refund you your money. And up to $20,000, obviously, if you buy 5 properties or you intend to buy 5 properties, you got to put $20,000 down. Some people put more. And then you got to it's got to be 10% of the purchase price when you sign the contract. So if you put $4,000, you buy a $50,000 house, I'm going to come knock on your door looking for another $1,000. That's what I do.
There you go. I love it. I love it. Okay. So, hey, we've had a wonderful time. Thank you. We hope you all have enjoyed this week's episode. Auctions by NORA. That's the New Orleans Redevelopment Authority, will be holding its annual auction of properties in New Orleans. It's run by Fernando and his team in August. You had his contact information. The number where you can call to reach Fernando is 301-996-5190, or you can hit him on his email and to get more details about this auction. Hey, Fernando, before we close out, we have a sponsor.
We do. And there's a tournament coming up.
Yes. The Global Scholars Foundation is a sponsor of our show, Chasing Gazillions. And they have their 3rd annual jazz brunch and golf charity fundraising golf tournament that's coming up October 2nd and 3rd, a 2-day event at the Country Club at Woodmore here in Prince George's County, Maryland.
I'm thinking about renting an RV and just park it in the parking lot for 2 days.
For 2 days, that's right. And so we have here a promotion from our sponsor. We hope you enjoy it. Just hang in there one more moment.
Calling all golfers and brunchers. Please mark your calendar to join the Global Scholars Foundation for a 2-day event hosting the 3rd annual golf tournament and newly added jazz brunch at the Woodmore Country Club in Mitchellville, Maryland. The 2-day event will kick off on Sunday, October the 2nd, with a jazz brunch and continue on Monday, October the 3rd, for our 3rd annual golf tournament. Please visit our website at globalscholars.foundation for more information and to register for this event. Calling all golfers and
No, we're doubling up.
No, there you go. There you go. All right. So we are excited to have GSF, Global Scholars Foundation, as a sponsor of our show, and we want to support them and they are anticipating this year, the third annual year, anticipating raising over $100,000 to support that organization and to take those kids. They take them through that 18-month immersion program in another culture, and then they literally take them to that community for 10 to 15 days, all expenses paid. We're talking, 20, 25 kids.
It's a nice deal.
Yeah, it really is. And it's life-changing. It really exposes those young high school kids, public DC charter school kids, to a perspective that their current zip code does not have to limit their opportunities for themselves, personally or professionally. Now, they could do that, or they could come watch this show every week and see that Fernando is not limited.
No limitations.
No limitations, personally or professionally.
I'll be here next week from home. I'll be back at home next week. The following week, no. I'll be in the Hamptons. What?
All right, man. Hey, everybody. I'm Anthony Bowling with the Anthony Bowling Group. Remember, our leverage relationships will save you time and make you money. This is my partner. I can never get that right. Fernando Palacios with Hillco Real Estate. You just heard all about him. And we want to thank you all for your continued support and coming to see us and listening to us every Wednesday at 7 p.m.
Sorry it went so long, everybody.
Well, okay. It did go a little long.
It did.
Yeah. You
I got going. I got on the hamster wheel. I couldn't stop myself.
All right, everybody. All the best. Take care.
Thanks,
Bye.
everybody. Bye-bye.